wide receiver was a low-key position need for the Minnesota Vikings heading into the 2022 offseason, but they didn't address the position in free agency. They didn't really hammer the position in the draft, even though it was extremely deep. They waited until the 6th round to pick up Jalen Speedy Naylor out of Michigan State, and one of the main reasons apparently is second-year wide receiver Ihmir Smith-Marsette, the speedster from Iowa City, getting things done. Could he blow up in year 2, a la KJ Osborne last season? I think that he certainly could. And Chad Graff of The Athletic reported in one of his notebooks that ISM was partly the reason why the Vikings didn't hammer wide receiver so early in the draft. And also, early in the offseason, Keenan McCardle was reported for pounding on the table as like, hey, we don't need wide receiver early in the draft. Why don't you guys take care of other positions? It was seen as very selfless, but also McCardle, who is the only positional coach holdover from the Zimmer regime, standing up for his guys. Now, not only is it for Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen and KJ Osborne, their jobs are going to be fine, but for the young guys, including Ihmir Smith-Marsette. And I think that he really could and should do some big things in Kevin O'Connell's brand new offense in 2022. So let's talk about ISM today. Background: 22 years young, 6'1", $190, 5th round pick, number 157 overall in 2021. Racked up a career 110 catches, 1,615 yards, receiving 14 touchdowns during his time in Iowa. Now, that would be a good season for, I don't know, Jameson Williams or Devontae Smith, etc., but it's Iowa. For most of his college career, his quarterback was Nate Stanley. Also, Kirk Ferentz tries to win every single game 9-6. So, yeah, like ISM, if he would have gone to a different college, one that was definitely more wide open, I mean, he would have flourished. He would have thrived, but it is what it is. Best part of his game for the Hawkeyes was returning kicks. 28.7 yards per kick return was second best in Big Ten history. Also took 2 to the house in his career. He was honorable mention in Big Ten in 2020. Had a great pro day. Legit 4.43 speed. Also, the best part of his speed is that some guys are track fast in that they can just run in a straight line extremely fast, but in terms of agility, in terms of changing direction, in terms of explosiveness, they're limited. But ISM, he's definitely not a guy like that. Last year as a rookie, he appeared in 8 games, including 1 start, the meaningless Week 17 game against the Bears. He caught 5 catches for $116 and 2 touchdowns on 6 targets. The bulk of his work coming in the 2 games against the Bears. He also had 1 catch for 6 yards against Dallas. But he owns Chicago. He owns the Bears, man. All right, so it was definitely slow to start for ISM, even though he was active first 3 games of the season. But he started coming along as he was starting getting some more work as the season progressed. And if you look at the Vikings wide receiver depth, the Vikings are certainly going to open things up a lot more with 11 personnel, utilizing a lot more 3 wide, including maybe Dalvin Cook as a wide receiver. I love the idea, but Jefferson is clearly the alpha dog, wide receiver 1, the best wide receiver in the National Football League. Thielen still has some meat on the bone. KJ Osborne really established himself last season, and he will have a role. But I think that ISM, BC Johnson, even though BC is sort of taking on that wide receiver role, wide receiver 4 role to start OTAs, I think ISM has an opportunity in OTAs, in training camp, in preseason to really show up because his speed, I mean, it's uncoachable. And even though he's likely not going to be getting into the kick return gigs, since King Kene and Nwangu sort of has that thing on lock, punt return is wide open. And even though he never returned a single punt at Iowa, they did work with him during training camp last year, returning some punts. So maybe he could work his way into that role. I think that him and Jalen Naylor could be competition for it. So it would certainly be interesting. But I mean, the field is wide open. Beyond the big 3 of Jefferson, Thielen, and KJ, it really is extremely wide open, pun intended, for the wide receivers. ISM could work in there. Speedy Naylor could be up in there. Maybe Blake Prohl, maybe Dan Chisena, maybe BC Johnson. I don't know, but I really like ISM. And it goes beyond, like, personality-wise. The Vikings Entertainment Network did a series of clips with him that are really entertaining. I think that he should take over B-Rob's 96 questions, maybe be 15 questions. Be good enough. But I do think that ISM has a golden opportunity in year 2 because he's going to get some snaps. The Vikings are going to open up the passing game. And the thing that's missing between Jefferson, Thielen, and KJ is that deep threat. I mean, all of them obviously have speed and can, get moving down the field. But ISM is a true blue, take the top off the defense type guy. He is Tyreek Hill light. He is Jalen Waddle adjacent. He can be that dude and just add that element of speed. Him and Jalen Naylor, man. So I'm excited. Fast Big Ten wide receivers for a change. It's kind of crazy, man. But yeah, ISM in year 2. Again, one of the big reasons why they had many opportunities to draft wide receiver. Day 1, day 2, early day 3. They waited to get Naylor in the 6th round, who McCardle was also pounding the table for. McCardle's a very passionate dude. So I think that McCardle and his flight crew of wide receivers are going to get going. And if they can protect Kirk's going to sling it. KOC is going to open up this damn offense. And ISM, all the acronyms are just going to get after it. I love it, man. But your thoughts are our thoughts. Will ISM, Ihmir Smith-Marsette, blow up in year 2? Let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.